little haiku. This haiku I read a few months ago. And just to warn you, for those of you who aren't English majors, a haiku is 17 syllables, so you have to pay attention or you'll miss it. Are you ready? That wasn't supposed to be like, oh, I was just like informing. Okay. I see you driving around town with the boy I love, and I'm like, haiku. 17 syllables, count it. 17. Okay, anyways. So this first poem I'm going to do is called The Tongue. And you can react any way you like. You can snap, you can be like, woo, clap, whatever you want to do. So, okay. There are 16 muscles. And 42 vessels of things that I would like to say to you. You see, I have this tongue in the way that it moves. It's only 1/98th of my weight, but it carries my whole heart. You see, there are 9,921 taste buds and 100,000 blood cells to count the ways I hate the things I could say and the things that I love are all right here at the tip of my tongue, like stories untold. When lips fold over each other, encrypting love poems only tongues can decode, like my body and my soul. Come forth in this piece of flesh, so tiny inside my mouth, but so strong to knock you out. It's the words of the tongue and the syllables of the sound that will echo, echo, echo in your mind when I'm not around, because once I've said it, the words are out. An expression of my soul captured in sounds. They leave my mouth and disappear into the air in front of me. This part of me I share. It reaches your ears. You hear what I do or don't think of you. And I know that you care, because we all like to say that sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Well, I've been hit with sticks and torn with stones, but when someone said time will heal all your pain away, I don't think they were talking about bones. It's because words are not just words. And a tongue is not just a tongue. It is the freedom of a song, or the expression of love or hate, the weight of a good lie, or the sound of anger. Words are just the translation of who we are. So tiny in form, but so powerful in nature, like a bomb. Sometimes you don't know the weight of your tongue. Sometimes you don't know what you've just done. There are so many people to love, and too many people to hurt. Wasting words by breaking hearts. It is your words that make people not want to believe in God. And I love words. I say them all the time. My mind is constantly on the move of what I can and cannot do with the syllables of sound, and the way that they're used to break it down into the parts of my heart that have come together to form this art I've created inside myself to share with the world, because not all words have to hurt. There are some words too beautiful to be left unsaid, like lucrative, or onomatopoeia, or pink, spoon. There are some words too beautiful to be left unsaid. It was words of validation that healed my mother after a broken and abusive childhood. It was words of encouragement that gave me, Apama, the strength to move forward after the genocide. It was words of love that kept my suicidal friend alive. It was the word of God that tells people to keep trying. It is these words that carry us through the storms of broken times. It is your tongue that has the power to change people's lives. Such a tiny muscle, so capable of doing so much more than these letters put together can even begin to reveal. There are 16 muscles and 42 vessels that can hurt or can heal. Thank you. One more, and then I'll be done. But this one is an open letter to God. And just so you know, my poems generally are pretty serious, but you're actually allowed to laugh in this one. The first half is like pretty ridiculous, so you can laugh. Yeah. And this poem is for those people who believe in God. and for those people who don't believe in God. Okay, God. Since you refuse to come out from behind that orange sky, I've decided to stop praying. My bed has become a little more comfortable without all those prayers taking up all that room. Instead, I've decided to write you. Now, I recently finished a letter, an actual letter with paper and pen, but I just can't remember who to send it to. Is your address in the yellow pages? Should I randomly flip open the phone book, point to the page, and shout, "This must be God's address. Why else would I have turned to this exact spot?" Because, you know, we do that. Or are you simply listed in the phone book under Allah or Muhammad? Should I go last name Christ, first name Jesus? All this time, has it really been that easy to look you up? Because I have been searching for you everywhere. I think if ever I found you, I would be so relieved that I would be angry. Like, God, where have you been? I've been looking for you everywhere. And then through a clenched jaw, I would throw you over my bended knee and paddle your behind so hard, just like my mom used to do to me. Like, you come when I call you. You have me worried sick. That is, assuming God turns out to be a 10-year-old boy. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I can see it now. God playing with matches. The universe, a fire that got too big to put out. But if you aren't a 10-year-old boy, if ever I find you and I see that you are tall and full and deep and grown, I will start crying immediately. And my tears will be stones that fall hard against my skin, and it won't be cleansing. And through fat, sweaty cheeks, I will ask you, why did you leave me like this? I am, after all, a child. And children don't always know how to do things right. We forget our lunch money. We fight with our siblings. We miss the bus and get lost in our walk on the way home. I don't know what it's like to be God, but see, I work at a daycare, and I know what it's like to love children as your own, and I come when they call me. When their voices are strained into purples of panic, I reach for their hand that is always half the size of mine, always so easily breakable, and I tell them that they're safe. Because isn't that all what we have wanted? To find the warm crevice of a neck that we can bury ourselves inside of, a collarbone that is sturdy enough to hold our aching heads. I come when they call me. And I heard you keep a few extra miracles in your back pocket, so I guess I was writing to ask if you could spare one or maybe two for the tears that are cried at night, for the cheeks that the angry hands howl against, for the father whose daughter died too young. If you could just spend one miracle on the fires raging over the Gatumba genocide. When I finished your letter, I signed my name in perfect cursive print, and if you listen closely, between every line, you will hear the hissing of my pen relentlessly asking, where were you?